Riyadh season, February 22. We had been hearing rumors about this potential card. I personally did not expect them to announce Beterbiev versus Bivol 2. There were a lot of rumors, obviously, but I'm surprised about a lot of these fights. We're getting Virgil Ortiz against Madrimov, Dubois against Parker, Zile Zhang is also on there, Shakur Stevenson is on there if anyone cares. Uh, but yeah, Chris, give us your initial thoughts. We saw the graphics; they were posting it everywhere. Everybody was sharing it. Matchroom, Top Rank, Golden Boy. Seems like everybody is involved. Initial thoughts on this mega card, February 22 in Saudi Arabia.
Well, first of all, you touched on two good points, Gio. The undisputed fight between Bivol and Beterbiev getting announced this quickly, it just shows the power of Turkey. And second, we're not even talking too much about this, that undisputed rematch. We're talking about, how stacked this card is. People are calling this the best card in history. You know, uh, People have a case. People are. We're hearing it from a multiple of boxing entities, boxing platforms, and it's warranted. Again, it's so many names, Geo, six, seven, main events in themselves. I was shocked in how active it was when I first saw it. In hindsight, I saw so many names. I was like, is it four? Is it five? Six? They're all impressive fights. They're fan friendly kind of fights, and man, I'm stoked. I'm excited, and it's almost like I wanted to. It's what 2.5 months from now, Gio. I almost want to. I almost want it to not come so early because I want to just like really, really enjoy
No,
this.
no Diddy, no
You know?
Diddy, no Diddy, no
But
Diddy.
yeah, man. Again, it's a stack card, Gio. Stack, stack.
Stacked. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the names. Who is fighting February 22nd? So obviously we mentioned Beterbiev, Bivol 2. They just fought. What month was that? I don't even remember. Was it
October,
Oc-
October, first one.
October October 12th, and we're getting it February 22nd. I'm not mad at that. I think this benefits Beterbiev, Chris. We mentioned his age, what, 38, 39. You know, we mentioned the injury. He was out for about a year. Looked good in the rematch. Obviously, didn't get the knockout, but got the win. I think this benefits Beterbiev more so than Bivol. But look, man, these guys are they're gonna get paid, and that's the good thing about it. Look, this was the purse for the first one. Uh, what was it? 10 million. That was the estimation. I'm sure they're getting more now. Sure they're getting more now. So I'm not mad at it. Very surprised though, but I think this is good news for Beterbiev, who wasn't able to get the knockout in the first fight, but now they know each other a little better. Let's see who was able to adjust better. But yeah, as I said, obviously rematch, undisputed light heavyweight championship. We're also gonna get Daniel Dubois against Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker, who kind of resurrected his career, got some important victories, defeated Wilder, defeated Zile Zhang, and now is, I suppose, co-headlining against Dubois for that title that he obtained by defeating Anthony Joshua, Daniel Dubois. So that's a big fight in the heavyweight division. We're also getting Shakur Stevenson versus Floyd Schofield. Probably one of the fights on this card that most people aren't looking forward to because Schofield really hasn't proven himself, you can say, in boxing. And once again, Shakur fighting a fight that really nobody asked for, but hey, at least I guess he's on the card. I don't know. I guess that's a positive.
Yeah, that one's interesting, Gio. Just because you mentioned it, Shakur's well established. He's on the elite level, not the most entertaining, the elite level nonetheless. And Floyd Schofield, he's got an interesting, style. Maybe Alan Morrell maybe brought up a little too soon to fight somebody the caliber of a Stevenson. But hey, this is boxing, and Shakur might be overlooking, Schofield. So this one might turn out to be a much better fight than anticipated. But hey, we all need a bathroom break. I could take a nap in between all these fights, so I'm not mad at that one.
Damn. Good way to put it. Schofield is with Golden Boy, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah.
Uh, I believe I read some comments about Oscar advising his team not to take that fight, but I guess they wanted it, and I guess it's gonna happen. Oscar said, "Hey, I know how to build a star. It's too soon." Yeah, I think this. I'm not gonna say an easy fight for Shakur, but he should be able to defeat Schofield, who's 18-0, 12 KOs. Stevenson 22-0, 10 KOs. Don't expect a knockout in this one. Both guys not power punchers. But this is on the undercard nonetheless. As you remember, of course, Stevenson was supposed to fight Joe Cordina in October on that undercard of Beterbiev Bivol 1. Joe Cordina uh, pulled out, um, I believe, due to injury, so Shakur couldn't fight. And that was supposed to be on pay per view, so they probably saved some money on that one. Turkey Al Sheikh and company. We're also getting Virgil Ortiz Jr. against Israel Madrimov. Ortiz Jr. 22-0, 21 knockouts. The lone non-knockout victory was against Sergey Bohachuk, his last fight, of course. Very close fight. A lot of people even thought Bohachuk won that fight. Ortiz now fighting at 154. Now going up against Madrimov, who had a very good outing against Terence Crawford. I believe he won that fight. However, let's not forget, and people were pointing this out on all the socials on the internet, YouTube videos, Madrimov is set to fight against Bohachuk in December, I believe, on the undercard of Usyk versus Fury. So interesting, man. I guess Turkey Al Sheikh doesn't mind that they already have a fight lined up. He already negotiated for the next fight and has them on these two mega cards in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, yeah, you right on, Gio. Again, he's fighting in December, and then he's gonna fight 2 months later. He's gonna. I don't know how you're gonna do that turnaround, Gio. You're going up against somebody like Bochek. That's a again. He's gonna put in some wear and tear on Madrigal, but yeah, that's a quick turnaround, Gio. It just shows the power of Turkey. It shows the power of how much these guys are getting paid. We don't have the exact numbers, but for somebody like Madrigal that doesn't have that many fights, to all of a sudden turn it around, fight guys like Terence Crawford, not fighting guys like Bochek and then Virgil Ortiz, all in what a span of 12 months. Like there's got to be some good paper on their side, Gio. Because again, we know that Madrigal was not known for fighting too many times. They're very calculated when it comes to the fight game. They're trying to maximize the most, and they fight. So for him to fight this many times, it's a testament to Turkey Alishik's power.
Yeah, and look, Madrimov, very good boxer, pure boxer. You've seen him in person training, Chris. You were able to get some footage there during his training camp when he was getting ready against Madrimov. So shout out to all the people from Uzbekistan. Shout out to that team of Joel Diaz. Very good boxer. However, man, this is a tough task, man. Of course, you gotta hopefully get through Boachuk first, December 21st. Madrimov suffered his first defeat against Terence Crawford here in LA. As I said, close fight. Many people thought he won that one. 10 1-1 Madrimov, 7 KOs. Boachuk, he's a power puncher, tough guy. Suffered his second defeat against Virgil Ortiz Jr. Again, same thing. Many people thought he should have got or deserved more in that fight. Maybe a draw, maybe a win. But yeah, ultimately, look, this is a good action at 154. I don't know how I feel about that, though. Obviously, I like the fight versus Ortiz. I think that's a great fight. I think this is going to tell us a lot about Virgil. If he's able to get to Madrimov, something Terence Crawford couldn't do all night. He couldn't push Madrimov back. He couldn't hurt him. If Virgil is able to hurt Madrimov, I think that will send a big statement at 154. However, yeah, I have mixed feelings because Madrimov will be fighting two very tough fights in a short span of time. So we got to be on the lookout for that one, of course. I think the stakes are higher now in that fight versus Boachuk, December 21. Very good fight on paper, nonetheless. We even saw some Sanders Zayas rumors, Chris. I'm sure you saw that. Virgil Ortiz. There's two parts to this. Virgil Ortiz and team were saying, "Hey, we offered the fight to Boots. They say they weren't sure if they want to fight at 54. They wanted it at 47, knowing damn well Ortiz can't make 47. Boots, after his last fight, said, "Hey, I'm probably going up to 54. There's not much at 47 at the moment." Now he's kind of backtracking. They're saying, "Oh, we're just trying to decide whether we stay or go up." You know, Ultimately, it looks like Team Boots didn't want the fight. Ortiz looked for another opponent. Zayas, posted something. He said, "Hey, they gave me a day to decide." We told them yes in an hour. Within an hour, all the rumors started spreading everywhere, and then they announced a fight versus Boachuk, and Zayas didn't seem too happy. But I think it was too soon for Zayas, Chris. I don't know if you agree.
No, no, I completely agree. Again, it's the Schofield, the Morel round where you see that these guys are talented, they're young, still fairly green. Potential is there, the skills are there. You just want them to get more experience, and there's a time and place where they're gonna, face these guys, and like just knowing Xander, interviewing him, seeing what kind of man he is, what kind of team player he is. I was kind of glad that he didn't take that fight, at least not right now. Couple years, it makes sense, but hey, shout out to Xander for wanting to take it. He said yes right away. Feels like he has no fear. Probably was advised by people around him, like, hey, it's not the time. But I mean, that's what you want to hear in your fighter, that they want to fight everybody and all comers in and around their division, Gio.
Yeah, yeah. Big ups to him. We know he's not ducking and dodging anybody. As we said, probably a little too early, but I think he proved that he at least thinks he's ready and that he wants those fights. But I do like this fight between Ortiz and Madrimov a little better. I think Madrimov, even though he only has 12 pro fights, extensive amateur background, he's been in championship fights.
Yeah.
He has very good experience. I would say a better experience than Zayas as a pro, even though Zayas has more fights. But he's more developed. I think it's going to be a better fight against Ortiz, a bigger challenge for Virgil Ortiz Jr. So I'm excited for that one. We also have,
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
I'm excited for that one too, Gio. Again, obviously, almost any fight that Virgil's in, outside of Crawford, I think you favor him over almost any guy. And we've seen it time and time again. It's against those Europeans, those Eastern Europeans, where he's gotten the most trouble stylistically. So, I'm not saying that Madrimov is going to pose him as much a problem as did Boachuk, as did the Mean Machine, but those are those styles that make it very, very tricky. And like you mentioned, and the way we saw Madrimov against Terence Crawford, he's got a tricky, awkward style, so he can lull you to sleep in moments, but very, very, very tricky guy.
1000%, man. Hey, we have more, Chris. This is not it, man. This is one of those Don King style undercards, right? Of the 80s, of the 90s. We also have Carlos Adames defending his WBC middleweight title versus Hamza Shiraz. Adames out of the Dominican Republic, 24-1, 18 knockouts. Shiraz from England, 21-0, 17 knockouts. So, man, that's a fire fight right there. 160 pounds.
Yeah, that's one of those fights that not too many people know these guys. Everybody knows those other names, but this one's one of those ones that's going to go under the radar. But people that know these guys know that this one can potentially steal the show. They both have fun, fan friendly styles, so there's going to be bombs away with these two guys at 169. We've said it time and time again. The middleweight division is probably the weaker divisions. Not the most entertaining, the way we're used to seeing them. But I feel like this fight can kind of prove us wrong a little bit, Joe. I'm hoping for that.
Yeah, yeah, this is a big fight right here. Real quick before we move on, salute to the fellas in the live chat. Iceman checking in. He says, "Oh, Shakur must be on a fight card, a nap break." He says. Pachuco, saludos, and Iceman says, "Hopefully Virgil wins." Yeah, it's gonna be a good card, man. But look, we have even more. China Zilei Zong, 27-2,
Damn.
22 knockouts against Agit Kabayel, 25-0, 17 knockouts. So another huge heavyweight bout. Zilei trying to stay in the mix. We know he has obviously a huge backing behind him, a ton of Chinese fans, but he is getting a little older. He did suffer his second defeat. I think this is a big, big fight right here for Zile. And the opening bout of the Save It Fight pay-per-view is actually Joshua Buatsi against Callum Smith. Smith 30-2, 22 KOs. Buatsi 19-0, 13 KOs. So this is another big fight right here.